Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Sasuke Dragon, and welcome to a deck profile. This is a deck profile on Ninjas version 1, so please rate and subscribe, and please tell me what you would change in this deck to make it more consistent. So first of all, we have 3 Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. Now this card is when it's normal summoned, you can add 1 ninjutsu art card from your deck to your hand. When this card is flip summoned or special summoned, you can add a ninja to your hand, except Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. So this card is pretty good depending on how it's summoned to the field. Then we have, of course, 3 Goblin Deberg. Now this card lets you special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand in defense position. But if you use it to special summon a Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo, you get to add a ninja to your hand. So this card comes in very, very handy, and of course you can exceed into a rank 4 straight away. Then we have 2 White Dragon Ninjas. Now 3 was way too much because at the start of it was really clogging up the deck and it wasn't really much helping, so I only thought 2 was best. Then I have 2 Upstart Golden Ninjas. Now this card comes in pretty handy because once per turn you can send 1 trap card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon 1 level 4 or lower ninja monster from your deck in face up defense position or face down position. So this card is pretty interesting if you also use it in conjunction with Hanzo, because once you bring Hanzo out you can bring another ninja to your hand, and of course you can ditch those pesky trap cards that you don't have no use for to get a monster. So that card comes in pretty handy, I think. Then we have 2 Earth Armed Ninja. This is like the Cyber Dragon for the deck. It only has 1 6 attack and 1 1200 defense, but it's not too bad. But it helps out when you're exceeding. Of course, 1 Cyber Dragon. 2 was too many, and 1's perfect. It literally balances the deck out because Earth Armored Ninja, of course, only has 1 6. Cyber Dragon has 2 1, so it can really run over things like Thunder King and other 1/9 beat sticks. Then we have 2 Flame Armored Ninjas. Now the reason I put this in the deck is because this makes rank 5 monsters easy to exceed into. Because when this card is summoned, you can target 1 face up ninja monster, including itself, you control, and increase its level by 1. So this card comes in very handy. Then we have 1 Air Armored Ninja. This card lets you decrease 1 monster on the field's level. So if you summon out, of course, an Earth Armored Ninja to the field, you can decrease it to a level 4, and then you can exceed into a rank 4, depending on what kind of situation you're in. 1 Aquad Armored Ninja. When this card is in the graveyard and there are other ninjas in the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard to stop 1 direct attack. One of my personal techs, of course, is Junk Synchron. It's a warrior, of course, so it gives you the chance to synchro if need be. Then we have 2 Interplanetary Purple Thorny Dragons. Of course, this monster is very good because if a monster you control is destroyed by a battle or by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. So this comes in very handy when you want to go for rank 5s as well. Right, there are all the monsters. Now I go on to the spells. We have 2 MSTs. These come in very handy. 3 was too many because it's clogging up the deck. We have 2 Pot of Dualities. This comes in pretty handy. I may change these out for 3 versions of 1 Day of Peace, depending on how well the deck does. 1 Pot of Avarice, staple of course. Heavy Storm, that's a staple. Monster Reborn, a staple. Book of Moon, Mind Control, and a Reinforcements of the Army. Okay, so now we go on to the traps. We have 2 Safe Zone. This comes in pretty handy when you have White Dragon Ninja summoned to the field and you've used Ninjutsu Art of Super Transformation. This basically locks out the opponent. They can't really destroy it by a battle and they can't blow up your trap cards. There are a few ways out of this card, but depending on if the opponent can actually get those cards they need to stop the lock too quickly. Then we have, of course, 2 Solemn Warning. This comes in handy to stop special summoning and normal summoning. And we have 2. Ninjutsu Art of Super Transformation. This card comes in pretty handy. You set this card face down, then your opponent will then take their turn, then you get to take one of their monsters and one of yours and bring out a, special summon a dinosaur, sea serpent or dragon equal to or less than the total level of the 2 monsters sacrificed. Then we have 1 Mirror Force. Gotta have a Mirror Force. 1 Ninjutsu of Duplication. This card is quite interesting because you tribute 1 ninja monster to special summon any number of ninja monsters from your deck in face up attack position or face down defense position with a combined level or levels less than equal to or to the level of the tributed monster. When this card leaves the field, destroy those monsters. So this card comes in pretty handy when your opponent decides to attack you. You tribute your monster and special summon 4 or 5 monsters depending on what you wish. It's basically like a magical hats for ninjas, really, that's how I pronounce it. And of course a torrential tribute. Now we go on to the extra deck. We have 1 number 12 Crimson Armored Ninja. This card is pretty interesting because once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach 1 XE material monster from this card. This face-up ninja monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. So, if you summon this card and someone goes bottomless, you just detach its underlay unit and it stops its destruction, which is an impressive card, to be honest. Then we have Tyrus. Tyrus is an interesting card because this effect can only be applied / resolved while it has XE material monsters on it. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. At the end of the battle phase, if this card is attacked or was attacked, target 1 card your opponent controls to destroy that card. During each of your end phases, detach 1 XE material monster from this card. So that destroys any card, which is quite interesting. Whereas its brother, Adrius, basically does once per turn you can detach 1 XE material from this card to target 1 face up card, whereas Tyrus, or Tyrus, however you pronounce it, does 1 card. Then of course we have Blade Armored Ninja. Now this card I've used about a few times and its effect is pretty interesting. Once per turn you can detach 1 XE material from this card to target 1 face up ninja monster you control. This turn that monster can attack twice during the battle phase. This card is kick-ass. I mean, imagine attacking with this monster twice to your opponent directly, 4,400. I mean, that's like half their life points gone. The only downside is it has to have 2 level 4 warrior type monsters, but for ninjas, that's not a problem. Then we have, of course, 2 number 39 Utopia or Kibo Hope. And we have a Driven Daredevil. And of course, Chaos number 39 Utopia Hope Ray. So, hope that deck is quite interesting. So please, as I said at the beginning of the video, please rate and subscribe and give me any feedback on what you would do to change this deck. This is Mr. Sasuke Dragon and I'm signing out.